Anyway, stay safe. Stop killing each other. Keep your arse at home. They're the three valid points. Alright, safe. So before we get into this one, like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell your mom, tell your dad, tell your auntie, tell your uncle, tell your next door neighbour Dick. Now, that's all said and done. Let's move on. Now, if you have a decent memory, then you would remember in 2019, Dante Mullings was shot dead in cold blood in what the media described as a gang dispute in 2019, but this was an assassination. Someone had used a self-loading 9mm pistol to fire 3 shots at a 23-year-old that was sat in his car parked outside shops in Leatherwood, Birmingham. Finally, after 2 years, 4 people are in the process of being brought to justice. They are Dior Jackson, his son Bernard, Armani Bernard-Sewel, whom are all in their 20s, and Abe Mahood, aged 19 years old. Now, I'm sure it will come as no surprise that all 4 co-defendants have pleaded not guilty to the charges relating to the drive-by murder that left 23-year-old Dante Mullings peppered with bullet holes. Because we have to believe in the judicial system, the co-defendants are innocent until proven guilty. I say that to say this: whoever the unanimous gunman was, they discharged the pistol 8 times that was aimed outside a passenger window belonging to a VW Passat. Dante Mullings was hit 3 times. Again, he was shot 3 times, with at least 1 bullet hitting him in the lower back. Now, CCTV footage showed a gravely injured Dante get out of his car and sprint for cover. Mind you, this was all the while where a bullet was lodged in his lower back. Nerve damage, catastrophic organ damage, and internal bleeding was evident, but yet Dante Mullings managed to jump over roadside barriers. Ultimately, he collapsed moments later due to internal injuries. This was a life wasted, and the worst thing is, he had nothing to do with the gang incidents that was going on in the city. The drive-by shooting was intended to wipe every single person in the idle vehicle off the face of the earth. In the victim's parked car, the court was told there were 3 passengers in total, including the victim, 23-year-old Dante Mullings, and all 3 passengers were shot. 2 survived the gang shooting. Now, gang culture is oblique. There's no rules and regulations or logical ethoses to establish getting the person responsible for the attack. This is why so many bystanders and civilians are always casualties. Now, West Midlands Police guesstimated that Bernard and Bernard-Sewel are prominent gang members, and either one could have been the gunman, despite the fact that police are unable to prove who the actual shooter was, thus the murder. During the investigation, West Midlands Police believe that Dante Mullings and co were shot at due to a stabbing that took place 24 hours earlier that left a man in hospital with serious injuries, and the shooting was a retaliation, or you could say an act of revenge. Now, because some members of gangs cannot see past their own need for revenge, they do not do their due diligence. Dante Mullings and his friends were not involved or a participant or a witness to the stabbing that took place, yet they were shot at. Police believe the 4 defendants were out looking for anybody that could look, act, or even remotely resemble an associate of the rival gang. Their retribution was misguided at best, and it left 2 people with bullet wounds, and it left another young man bleeding out on a Birmingham street in the middle of the day where he ultimately died. As for the gun, a 9mm self-loading pistol, it was found all the way in a bag hidden in the bushes in Charter Street, Leicester. The gun still had 1 bullet left in the chamber, and in the satchel, police also found 8 rounds of ammunition. When the pistol was examined by ballistic experts, they discovered the gun was the murder weapon used in the Dante Mullings murder, and it was also linked to 4 other firearm offences in Birmingham during 2018 alone. For the crime of conspiracy to commit murder and possessing a gun with intent to endanger life, all 4 defendants were found guilty. Dior Jackson was given a minimum length of 29 years. Bernard was given a minimum jail sentence of 29 years or so. As for Mahood, he was given a minimum jail sentence of 26 years, and as for Bernard-Sewel, he was given a minimum sentence of 29 years. If you're going to make a pact to get revenge, then at least do your homework before you go on a quote-unquote ride out. Safe.